says good morning. All right, it's day 3, and we've covered a lot this week. I'm Crystal. That's Michaela. We're the birth besties, and we're walking this journey with you. So this morning, we're going to recap what we've done up until now. So first, we evaluated your priorities.
Yes.
Super important. We talked about what other people's expectations and their priorities were for your birth. So you've kind of written that out, and you've shared with us some of your fears and some of the things that you're worried about. And today we're going to talk about how to evaluate and talk with your partner about what their expectations are for your birth, because you can see how this all connects. Everybody's expectations and priorities may take precedent over yours. So that's why we're talking about it.
Exactly. So how do you communicate and evaluate your partner's priorities? Sometimes you might just assume that you guys are on the same page. Hey, I want to have a natural childbirth, so my partner is going to want me to have a natural childbirth. But That's not always the case. So when you go to talk to your partner about your priorities and his priorities or her priorities, you want to use phrases such as I think and I feel, not I want to do this and I don't care what you think, because they're just going to feel disconnected and really not want to take any part at all. So when you include them by using the phrases, I think and I feel, what do you think, how do you feel, then that you're opening the lines of communication to have a successful talk instead of one partner being completely closed off.
Just ready to walk away. You don't want that.
Exactly.
Next is education, or we really strive at Honest Birth Talk to talk about how your partner should be involved just as much as you in the education process, because it's so important that they understand how your body will work during the labor process, just like it's important for you to understand. This way you guys can be on the same page and understand what's happening when it's happening. Because if your partner doesn't understand the labor process or what's happening to your body, or that moment whenever you're saying really kind of things that aren't normal, they might panic and they may want to immediately advocate for something that maybe you didn't want to advocate for, just because, like Michaela said, they're scared or they don't understand what's going on.
Exactly. And a lot of times our partners take on that role of, I need to fix this situation. My spouse is in pain or struggling and I need to fix it. I need to make it better. But when it comes to labor and birth, our bodies go through this process for a purpose. So it's important to know the purpose. It's important to know the process so that it can eliminate some of those feelings of needing to fix the situation.
Right.
Alicia just commented truth. That's right. So you've had a baby. You know that how important it is to be on the same page with your provider. So the third thing to think about when you are evaluating your priorities and your partner's priorities is, what role does your partner want to play? Sometimes the partner is like, hey, babe, I'm here, but I'm just going to sit here. Yeah. I'm going to high five you when you're done. I'm going to be so excited, but I really don't feel comfortable taking an active role in the process. Others want to know everything and be completely involved. And it's important to have those conversations ahead of time, because you don't want to be surprised when it comes down to game time.
Right. You might think that they're going to be super involved, and maybe they're off getting, a candy bar and a soda when things are really bad for you and you're needing that support. So it's a really good conversation to have. So that leads us into our next tip is, what role do you want them to have? So what role do they want to have? What role are you expecting or you want them to have? So good conversation. Yes, I want you super involved. No, I'd rather have my doula super involved, and you give high fives. You've got to have that conversation.
Yes, exactly. So then that leads us into the fifth thing to consider, which is, how is your partner going to feel? If they've chosen to have this active role, or maybe not, how are they going to feel when you are going through feelings of, I can't do this anymore, or when you're using phrases like, oh, I'm just so tired. How is your partner going to feel, and how are they going to respond? And does it line up with your desires for your birth?
Right.
Yeah. So another thing to consider in that same realm is, are you going to ask your partner to be at every doctor's appointment? How do they feel about taking the time off at work? So these are all
a good point, because I think often we don't consider kind of what the impact it has on our partner, because there's schedules to coordinate and things, but that's something you want to start talking about now versus whenever you're having those once a week type of appointments towards the end, and then you're getting frustrated that you're going alone. Probably want to talk about that instead of getting frustrated that they're not with you. So
that childbirth education is kind of like marriage counseling.
It is.
And that's because you really learn how to communicate with each other. You really learn about how to open up the lines of communication and talk about topics that you didn't even know you needed to talk about. Right. So it's a great way to really connect on a completely different level with your spouse.
Absolutely. I think I learned a lot, and we definitely got on the same page, and we talked about things that it led into other things, just kind of being able to talk about things on a different level and using those things like I think and I feel, and that's seriously from like the counseling philosophies of you don't want to tell them what they're going to do. You just want to tell them how you feel.
And on the flip side, partners, spouses, you don't want to tell your pregnant wife what they should be thinking and feeling. Yeah. So it's very much taking that approach of like the speaker-listener technique that I learned in pre-marriage counseling, where one person speaks, the next one, the partner listens, and then says, "This is what I hear you say." So that way,
we're
not interpreting what we're talking about.
Right. Well, it's been an amazing, 3 days? We're on day 3. Okay, I just can't believe we're already on day 3. So today we shared 5 tips on how to communicate with your provider. And your partner, not your provider. I'm sorry, your partner. We get to provider. See, I'm already thinking about the future. So we will be popping over to our Facebook group to answer any questions and on this page. So share with us so that we can give you all of our tips and tricks this week. You get to take advantage of us and ask all your questions during this little mini course.
That's right. And just a shout out, you guys, remember when you show up and ask questions and do the homework for this mini course, you are being entered to win the My Root Tube from Kangaroo Designs. I don't know if I'm...
Yeah, you can see it. Looks good.
Awesome.
So what is that exactly? Let's explain.
Yeah. I'm glad you asked. It is a safe way to promote skin-to-skin or kangaroo care with your newborn baby. It is not a carrier, so you are not to be putting baby in this and then walking around. But instead, when you're skin to skin with your baby, you have this around you and your baby. And that way you can be hands-free when you're sitting down or laying down, so that if you need to be doing something, helping, reading a story to your toddler perhaps, then you have your hands free to be able to do that.
Or if you need to drink water because you're going to be nursing soon, or you're feeling a little parched because you're holding baby all day, this will help free up some hands.
Exactly.
So comment below with #replay and all of your questions, and then that gets your name entered to win the My Root Tube at the end of the week.
Yay! All right, so we will be back tomorrow, same time, same place.
All right. See you tomorrow. Do your homework. Ask questions. Bye.